Well, good morning. Here it is. It's Monday morning, and today is July the 17th. Of course, we're back from Falls Creek. We got back Friday night, and now settling back into kind of I guess you'd say a normal summer week. Anyway. Hope that you're doing well. Hope that you had a great weekend. We had a great Falls Creek service yesterday morning. Had a great week at Falls Creek, and certainly, very, very, happy with what God did with us. While we were down there, had several decisions, and anyway, we had a wonderful time. It was, of course, hot like usual, and but it's always good to be home. And anyway, this morning, I certainly hope that you're ready to tackle the opportunities that God is giving us with this brand new day. This morning, I wanna share with you a devotional entitled "Into the Storm." Matthew chapter 14, verse 22. It says, immediately after this, Jesus insisted that his disciples get into the boat and cross to the other side of the lake while he sent the people home. Typically, we want to avoid storms. Certainly, we know what some storms can be like. Here lately we've had some bad ones. Pilots, airplane pilots, for example, they fly away from storms. Not toward them, not into them. But there are times, when storms can protect us. In three of the four Gospels, we find the account of Jesus, walking, on the water to reach, his disciples. But that event, then followed the most popular miracle that Jesus ever performed, which was the feeding of the 5,000 men, and then plus, women and children. So it was well over 5,000, with only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. The people, they thought Jesus was someone that they could follow because, he not only healed people, he even raised some from the dead, but, he also fed them. And so, in fact, they wanted to make him king by force. Well, as a result, Jesus, he sent his disciples across the Sea of Galilee, away from that situation. And then Jesus, he slipped away himself, in order to pray. Now, meanwhile, this huge storm arose out on the Sea of Galilee, which, grew worse and worse. And then finally, during what was called the fourth watch of the night, which would be around 3 a.m., Jesus, he came walking to them on the waves. And so how was that? So how was that a protecting storm? Well, Jesus, he was protecting his disciples from, something that, that could have destroyed them. I mean, if Jesus had allowed the people, to make him king by force, you see, the disciples, they would have been pulled right into that situation. They were ambitious men, and on more than one occasion, if you remember, they argued about, who would be greatest in the kingdom. I mean, it was a diversion. It wasn't part of God's plan. And so Jesus, he protected them. And the storm that they feared, was actually, it was a barrier that it kept them away, from what could really harm them. When we're experiencing, success, we can be more vulnerable than when we're facing failure, because you see, we can become prideful. We can become prideful in, what we think we've accomplished. Success can be as dangerous as failure. I mean, or sometimes maybe even more dangerous. Maybe you're experiencing a protecting storm in your life. Maybe perhaps today, maybe you're going through that. You see, God's thoughts, toward you come from a motive of love. He loves each one of us very much, and he loves us so much that he doesn't want, to see us go through, any turmoil that might not be good for us. He has a plan and he has a purpose for each one of us. And sometimes, he allows us to go through those storms of life in order to, to protect us from maybe something much, much worse. And so I hope you'll remember that this morning. Hope that encourages you, that God is always working in our lives. He's always doing, whatever he can to protect us, from something that's much more harmful. And so anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.